20th century, and in the 1990s, we have to still go the same bullshit route that other artists have had to go to get acceptance. If it wasn't for the independence, if it wasn't for the small little cities and the few little ghetto guys trying to make music, it would have never happened. Some of these guys will never make a dime. Some of these guys will be poor and die alone. But in the process, they've been the true renegades. And the true rebels always walk alone anyway. guys will never make a dime. But in the process, they've been the true renegades. And the true rebels always walk alone anyway.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the British Boring Car Championship for the very, very first official session that we're going to see. My name is Chaz Draycott. I'm here to host all of these events and take you through all the action every single night. It's going to be an incredible, incredible series. Really can't wait to get this underway. I'm just going to open up something at the moment just while the guys are getting out on track and getting their first laps in. This is the pre-season test, of course, the very first session that these guys are going to have together on track. And I was supposed to have some music for you at this point, but me being me, I haven't actually managed to get the song open yet because I thought that it was going to be on this scene, but I've actually attached it to a different scene in the broadcasting software. So that teaches me, doesn't it? And there it is. Wonderful, wonderful music. Any of you recognise it? So as you can see, we're here at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit this evening for the first test of the season. There is going to be 2 tests, the second of which will be next Monday from 7:30 PM. The guys now are just doing their first lap, so we will jump straight into it. You can see there the wonderful overlay. Oh, there is Andy Fox in the dodgy MOT, in inverted commas, Ford. Just off the circuit at the moment. It's Andy's first run out in the car, I believe, anyway, tonight. Some of these guys haven't actually put in much time yet. As you can see at the top left now, we have a 2-hour session tonight for these guys to put the laps in and get on with it. Some of the car numbers not showing up correctly for some reason. Andy Fox is in number 5, but he should actually be in number 21, as you can see on the side of the car. I think that is more down to the fact that this is in a hosted session rather than a league session. You'll see as well on the left-hand side of your screen, Matt Draycott is listed with a yellow strip next to his name. And that is basically because he is one of the independents in the championship. So he is racing in the Arena International, what would be a Laguna, in that beautiful livery. Thank you very much, Jay. Good to see you, mate. Dennis Melcher, fastest at the moment for iRacing hitters. So we ought to take you through the teams, really. So Michael Blake is teaming up with Dave Waldock in the Might Just Fit Vauxhall Vectra replicas. Just in front of him there on track is Ben Lambert in the Paula Cook replica DC Book car, number 24. I know in the bottom left of the screen it does say he's number 8, but yeah, I apologise for that. Just going past him there on the right is Dennis Melcher in the iRacing Hitters Volvo replica. One of my favourite liveries on the grid, actually. It turned out really nicely. The metallic layer certainly works on it. Dennis, number 88 for this season. They do have the driver names on the back as well. Michael Blake, just in front of him there, has actually gone second fastest at the moment. Chris Coughlin just goes across the line. He's an independent driver as well. He is in the number 79 Matt Neal replica, which actually has Men's Room written on it rather than Michelin. A team that I'm thinking is going to do very well this season is the Nodaphone team, which is Jack Werrell and Tom Jacobs in the Nissans. Really, really do like that livery. It's the one that took the longest to get right, but we got there in the end. Morgan Butler teams up with Derek Robb in Team Jane Fonda, because trust me, nothing in the world rhymes with Honda. So Team Jane Fonda is all they've been given. Morgan number 16, Derek Robb is, I believe, going to be number 11 for the season. Morgan just coming across the line there. Posts a lap and goes into 4th place. Niall Crowther's gone off the circuit. That's not good. Let's have a look at how he managed that. Let's just quickly flick back. Down through Dingle Dell. Up towards Sheen Curve. Bounces, he's going to clip the grass. Yep, that left rear just goes into the grass. And luckily for Niall, damage is turned off in this championship, and that does apply to the pre-season tests as well. So we're going to have these guys pushing the cars pretty hard throughout the whole season, I think. Should be good to watch. But Dennis Melcher fastest at the moment. Niall Crowther and his teammate Andy Fox 5th and 6th. I did want to test a few things out as well actually during this broadcast, because what we have at the moment is the strips on the left hand side show you which drivers are privateers with the yellow highlights. You can see there it's Chris Coughlin and Matt Draycott. Jack Werrell just goes into 8th place there with a 145.02. But we could also have the driver car colours as well on the side, with the independents still being shown as yellow. I'll show you what I mean. You can see them on the left hand side now. Let me know which you prefer, and we'll stick with it, shall we? Ben Lambert on track as well. We just saw Ben before, number 24 in the Paula Cook livery. Just ahead of him there was Dennis Melcher, who is really flying, to be honest. We'll show you what this car sounds like on board. It's more tyre squeal than anything. They are diesels. Good evening, Ian. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for popping along. Dennis goes across the line. Tries to beat his time. Just have to see whether the lap times pop out here. We'll show you the gaps on the left-hand side of your screen as well between everybody. Dennis is nearly a second quicker than everyone at the moment. Dave Waldock does his personal best and goes up into 6th place. May as well put the lap times up at the bottom, hadn't we? As Dave goes a little bit wide there. He splits the two dodgy MOT cars. Morgan Butler's gone up into 3rd place for Team Jane Fonda. Jack Werrell just displaces him now in the number 65 Nodaphone car. Ben Lambert yet to put a time in at the moment. He's just getting out of the way there of Dave Waldock in the Might Just Fit car. Ben trying to get some temperature into the tyres, chucking it around. Double Dash Motorsport, it's Andrew. Good to see you, mate. I'm doing very well, thank you. And yeah, Ian, that's a good point, mate. The car colours do make it easier to identify teammates. There are 2 Vauxhalls and 2 Hondas, though. The Vauxhalls are more of an orangey sort of colour. Can you tell the difference on a bigger screen? Obviously, I've got it on a broadcast on a bit of a smaller screen, but let me know. Oh, and yeah, my favourite camera on this car. It's a bit less impressive, to be honest with you, in these cars. There's Ben there chucking it through clearways. Really flinging it around. Derek Robb at the moment 8 seconds off the pace for Team Jane Fonda, but he's going to hope to improve that. Oh, was just in front of him. Werrell out of shape there. Dave Waldock has just gone into 4th. Oh, Ben Lambert's gone off again. Ben's really trying hard in this session. We'll turn some of the sounds up, shall we, on these cars, because they're not very loud. Oh, excuse me, someone's just followed me on Twitch. Thank you very much, whoever that was. But there is Ben Lambert then. He's just chucking it about and enjoying himself at the moment. I'll tell you what we'll do actually. We'll drag him in for an interview. Ben, no lap on the board yet. Are you enjoying yourself out there?
I'm enjoying it, yeah.
How's the car feel this early on? Is it just a case of trying to get some temperature in the tyres, just learn the limits of it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you can get further up the board?
I reckon so, yeah. It's just a case of getting used to the track, getting used to the car.
Well, fingers crossed you can do just that, mate. We'll chuck you back in, but best of luck, and we'll keep an eye on you when you finally get a lap on the board. So Ben really, really launching this car around. Not much experience on iRacing. He's raced in a few things as he just stops the car there. Here's Matt Draycott side by side with Andy Fox. The cars as well in the teams, by the way, they do have differing windscreen banners. So the subtlest one, I think, is probably the Renault replicas. But you can see here, Niall Crowther has his blue with white text on it. His teammate there, Andy Fox, has just hit the wall in the background. His is blue with yellow text on it. So theirs is quite subtle. We've not got either of the Team Netcode cars in the session at the moment, which is the Renault Laguna replicas, which are probably my favourites on the grid actually. But Dennis Melcher, wow, nearly 0.8 of a second faster than Michael Blake at the moment. Michael doing a fine job though in second, his teammate in fourth, so it looking like we've got a strong lineup with these might just fit Vauxhalls. Michael Blake, you can see, has the white windscreen banner with the red Volkswagen emblem across it, and his teammate has the red windscreen banner with white writing on it. Just little ways to identify each other. Morgan and Michael have both gone off the circuit. Morgan chucking it at the scenery, as Charlie Cox would say. And both of them really pushing around there. Oh, Michael Blake gets out of shape. And he's put it in the wall. So much red on that camera. Oh, that was a big moment for Michael Blake, that. Let's have another look there at what he just did. Oh, for some reason it's gone to a scenic camera. Tries to truck it in as hard as he can. Just clips the grass and the back end goes. And it just hits with the left rear. I'm not sure whether he knows that damage is off or what, but we'll see. Jack Werrell has gone second fastest now, 0.4 off Dennis Melcher in the Nodaphone car. So Jack is really on a charge here. He told me that he was definitely going to be the number 2 driver in that team this season. His teammate is going to be Tom Jacobs. And Tom was the fastest in the first test once the teams got drawn. Just behind him there is Morgan Butler. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. It was Derek Robb with the black windscreen banner. There you go. I don't even know them apart myself. But thank you everybody for joining us so far. Really hope you are enjoying yourselves. We've got plenty of action over the course of the evening. We're going to be speaking to a lot of the drivers, seeing what their thoughts are on the season ahead. Ben Lambert has finally got a time on the board, but he's 5 seconds off. Derek Robb is just, well, he was 1.8 off. Derek Robb goes up to 6 now, 1.3 seconds. So we've got the Ericsson Hitters car of Dennis Melcher, followed by Jack Werrell in the Nodaphone machine. Michael Blake is third, just ahead of his teammate Dave Waldock in the other Might Just Fit car. And then it's Morgan Butler and his Honda teammate Derek Robb. Chris Coughlin there, who you just saw in the background, is in 10th place as things stand. I don't think Chris has got many laps in these cars at the moment. Just see whether... Yeah, Chris said beforehand that he's game for an interview. Chris, I was just saying then, I don't know how much experience you've got in these cars. Have you done much practice before tonight, or is this a bit of a baptism of fire?
3 laps.
And he's bouncing it around, as you can see. That's one of the... Wow, that was a real bounce by Michael Blake. That's one of the trademark things of this Jetta, isn't it? What's the sort of best way to try and control that, do you reckon?
Control? Aim for someone, hit a curb, guarantee you'll miss them is pretty much the size of it. I was trying to follow Morgan, but he's a better bouncer than me.
How do you reckon this is going to pan out over the course of the season then? Because these things are fun to drive, no matter how sort of dull they look and sound. But do you reckon it's going to be enjoyable all the way through?
I hope not to put a damper on it by saying this, but I think there might be a few car parks of people just laughing their heads off instead of racing.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, mate. It's all in the name of fun, but hopefully it's enjoyable. We'll leave you to it though, but good luck for the rest of the session, mate.
Cheers, buddy!
Chris Coughlin there in the what would be a Matt Neal privateer car. He is one of the independents. Second out of the 3 that we've seen in the session so far. Josh Rayfield becomes the first Team Netcode car to get on track. And there it is, the wonderful Laguna replica. You can stuff your Nescafe, which got Netcode written down the side of it, and iRacing rather than the Renault URL. And yes, Ian, damage is off for this session and the entire season, mate, just so these guys can have a bit of fun, let it hang out. And these cars are also quite prone to a bit of wheel banging, so if one hits the other quite hard, side on, with both wheels, then they do fling about. It's great seeing the Super Touring liveries in front, though, isn't it? With the names on the back as well. Try to pay as much attention to detail as possible with these things, just to make them look as good as they can. Andy Fox is a bit wide there through Surtees. And loses out to Rayfield, who gets on it as Morgan Butler is off. His teammate's off. Morgan's actually gone back up into 3rd place. 9/10 off Dennis Melchett, who's now nearly 7/10 clear, which is pretty amazing. Let's have a look at what happened to Morgan. Oh wow, he's completely rolled it. Let's see what happened. Was there coming together or anything? Morgan chucks it in. He's going to clip the grass. Yeah, we're going to see a few guys do that. Oh, and it really goes over. And oh, there's just a tiny touch with Michael Blake. Michael gets sent into the barriers as well. And then you've got Chris Coughlin sliding the thing through Sterling Bend. That was amazing. Let's just go back and look at this from Chris Coughlin's point of view. So up into Sheen Curve. You can see the Morgan and Blake accident in front. Chris goes around him onto the grass. Humongous slide, and he's still got it full lock to the left. Straightens it up. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's all in the name of fun, but Morgan Butler 3rd at the moment. All the red cars are together, actually. It's the 2 Team Jane Fonda cars. Either side of them might just fit Vauxhalls. That was Josh Rayfield, Niall Crowther. Oh, Matt Draycott into the side of Morgan. I'm not quite sure what Morgan was doing there on the apex, but with damage being turned off, Matt can carry on and keep running. Here's the standings leader at the moment. Look at the bounce of that thing over the grass there from Draycott. It really is a level playing field in these cars though, because they're very easy to drive, but once you have a bit of a moment you can save it quite easily. So some of these drivers that usually wouldn't be fighting against each other will have a lot of fun in saving these cars. It's very close, other than Dennis Melchett at the moment. Dennis is 7/10 clear of everyone. And then it's about 1 or 2 tenths for each of them. Ben Lambert and Josh Rayfield quite far off the pace. Morgan's gone off again. Manages to save it. Oh, and there's a moment there for Andy Fox. Oh, he hits Morgan and Matt hits Dennis. Oh, the chaos has begun. Let's have a look at what happened to Andy Fox to start all that off. So you've got Niall and Ben just in front. Is Andy going to do what they've all done and clip the grass? Yep, there it goes. Keeps his foot in. And it swings the other way, and he tries to get it stopped, and he just hits Morgan, and then Matt, in avoiding action, just taps Dennis. Josh Rayfield's gone up to 5th place there. He split the Team Jane Fonda and Might Just Fit cars. It's a bit symmetrical there. Josh doing a good job, though, with a 141.1. Still 1.1 seconds off the pace of Dennis Melchett. This boy is flying. And Dennis's teammate Rob Lundgren will not be in the session this evening, unfortunately. But the only 2 drivers that are not actually British drivers are in a team together, and we feel it was amazing sort of luck that Rob Lundgren, the Swedish driver, got put in a Swedish car. So he's technically Rickard Rydell. This is Melchett closing up to the back of Ben Lambert here. Ben over to the left, Dennis down the inside into Sheen Curve. Dennis really pushing. You can see how much this car bounces around. It's amazing. So much movement. Morgan is flinging this car around. Not quite sure he's... and you can just see the mid-corner speed of it though. We'll go on board, because you need to just see how fast this thing can go mid-corner. It's amazing. No, well, Morgan's just... No, I don't think he's really trying to get a lap in there. He's just flinging it about. Here's Matt Draycott in the independent machine. It's just the mid-corner speed of it. It looks amazing. Oh, he's actually decided to go into the pits. Or has he? Yeah, he has. He's come into the pits now. Bit of a fast entrance on the way in. Here's Carl Jacquelet in the other Team Netcode car, number 42. He's just gone out on track for the first time in this session anyway. He's done a bit of practice in these. He was in the first test. Thank you very much, Ian. I really hope this is going to be a fun series to watch. We do have another pre-season test, as you can see at the bottom there. It'll be on the 25th of May. That's next Monday, same time, 7:30. We'll be putting a few reminders out over the course of the stream. The two dodgy MOT cars, 9th and 10th at the moment. Here is Niall with Michael Blake down his inside. Michael is 4th at the moment, 1 second off Dennis Melchett. Oh, that's a hairy moment there. 3 wide. I think that was Carl Jacquelet just getting out of the way. Niall and Mike still side by side though through Sheen Curve, and this is the thing, the racing in these cars is going to be awesome. They both hit the grass, they're both sideways and both off. They both come back on, still at full pelt, and manage to make the corner. That's one of the best things. Josh Thompson joins us in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. But Jack Werrell's been impressive so far, 2nd place. Nearly 7/10 off Dennis Melchett, but we know that Dennis is very, very quick in these cars. He was desperate to sign up as well. As soon as I announced it, he was messaging me asking for so many details about how it was going to go down. We do have this session set up as a qualifying session as well, so only clean laps will be allowed. If any of these drivers get any incident points or go off track limits, then the lap will not count. But Jack Werrell for Nodaphone at the moment, 2nd. We'll keep an eye on Carl Jacquelet, just see how he gets on with his first laps out there. He wants to be up there with his teammate Josh Rayfield. Oh, he's gone a bit deep into there over the Astro, and that will be a 1x for him. Here's Ben Lambert getting swamped again by Dennis Melchett. Waiting for Tom Jacobs to come in. Tom was... Oh, there's a bit of a... a bit of a mess going on there. That was Draycott with Morgan Butler. Draycott's now backwards in the middle of the straight. Big J turn off the barriers. And he gets going again. Let's just see what happened there. Oh, it doesn't go back far enough, but Morgan into the back of him. And then Morgan went off track after this, actually. I think he might have jumped out of the way. Yeah, Michael Blake was on a lap there trying to come through as quickly as he could. Oh, and now Ben and Morgan have come together as well. Keep it clean, boys. Come on. Ben Lambert back on. Morgan's recovering as well. You can see a lot of skid marks actually over to the right-hand side there once they come through Sheen Curve. People clipping the grass and the car just rotating around them. Not sure if Ben and Matt and Morgan are waiting for each other to have a bit of a race here. Matt down the inside. He's going to hit, yep, okay. Damage may be off, but these boys are taking the mick a little bit, aren't they? Morgan off in the gravel. Let's look at Niall, who's hopefully behaving himself through Sheen Curve. Just behind him there, Chris Coughlin. As always, sideways and flamboyant through there, through Sterling's. Launching it. Jacquelet's gone 12th at the moment, nearly 5 seconds off the pace of Dennis Melchett. We're hoping that Ben can get a better lap. I'm not quite sure what him and Matt are doing here, boys. What's the aim of this at the moment, Matt?
We're going to do a hack, but everyone keeps fucking hitting each other off.
Well, we'll cut that language out, shall we? Taking it sensibly as can be, James. Yes, you're right, mate. But this is the British Boring Car Championship, so, you know, it's going to be a bit of fun. Hopefully they do get some laps in and take it seriously for the rest. You can see Chris now just going down Pilgrim's Drop. Good to see you, James, as well. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks very much, Andrew. Yeah, Morgan has been sent to the realm indeed. Absolutely sent there. everyone's in one big Discord channel as well, and they're all trying to concentrate as best they can, I imagine. Here's Dave Waldock at the moment in 6th position. We'll go on board with Dave. See him wrestle the car around. Dave's going to be really quick this season. I was told that he was going to be fast. Yes, I can, Ian. In terms of the series and tracks, let me just have a quick look for you. I'll just see if I've got... I have the calendar, actually, so I'll just bring this up in a moment. Bear with me 2 secs. Okay, so here is your... Let me just make sure nothing else is going to start playing. Here is your calendar, then. So we have the first round on the 28th of May. That's on Thursday. Next week. At Brands Hatch. Then 4th of June we go to Donington Park and the Grand Prix circuit. It's going to be great to see that track back on the calendar. Then when we go to Silverstone, we're using the international layout. So the old touring car layout that the Super Tourers used to use. And then we're going to have Alton Park, which I can't wait for. It's going to be a lot of fun at Alton Park. Some of the racing and pre-season testing was pretty amazing, to be fair. Snetterton on the 2nd of July. The 200 layout, I'm not a fan of that hairpin, but obviously it's the more updated Snetterton, so we have to use it. And then we go back to Donington Park for the national layout, and then a very dramatic round, I imagine, is going to be upon us at Brands Hatch in the Indy circuit. And then the last round of the championship will end under lights at Silverstone, the end of the championship. So that should be a lot of fun for everyone involved. Looks like these boys are having a bit of a hack at the moment. Dennis Melcher has just jumped back to the pits. Jack Werrell is chasing Morgan Butler here. And these guys are just having a bit of a hack just so they can race each other and, you know, get some door-to-door action under their belts. So let's see how this goes. This is on board with Jack Werrell now. He goes to the inside of Morgan Butler over the straight, rendering the onboard shot completely useless. Into paddock. Onto the brakes, Jack controls it nicely. A bit of a hop there over the curb. Morgan tries the cutback. Jack goes to cover him, bit of a touch. Jack moves across late on the brakes, gets it turned in just behind there. I think, yes, Dave Waldock there just attacking Carl Jacquelet. And I think in the background that's, no, it's Andy Fox and Matt Draycott together here into Graham Hill Bend. So it's good that the guys are using this to get some racing practice in. Everyone is in one Discord channel as well, talking to each other, so that's always nice to see. Again, apologies for my brother's language earlier. Oh, actually, side by side right now with Andy Fox in the dodgy MOT car. Through he goes down the straight. Dennis Melcher not quite broken into the 39s yet in this session. In the test that we had after the team and driver draw, the times were 1:39.5s, but I believe some of them contained incident points, which means they weren't completely clean. Oh, Carl Jacquelet's off the circuit. Let's have a look at what happened to Carl here. Chasing Ben Lambert. Going into Westfield. Oh, it clips the gravel. Oh, it's going to bounce off the wall. That's going to be a big hit for Carl Jacquelet. And he's back on. And he's now behind Dennis Melcher on track. Dave Waldock is just ahead of Ben Lambert, who has Matt Draycott and Andy Fox just behind. Oh, Draycott's gone very wide into Paddock Hill. Andy sort of goes with him. Just avoid that wall at the top, Matt. Andy down the inside on the brakes, gets it through. I really do like the dodgy MOT cars. Oh yeah, don't you worry, Ian. That suspension is very stiff, mate. Very, very stiff indeed. These cars do bounce around like mad. It's incredible. just realised as well, everyone that's on the Facebook stream, thank you everyone for tuning in. Unfortunately, yes, Jake, it is too late to get on the grid, mate. It was announced a few weeks ago now, but registration opened and then was filled up within about half an hour. Half a day. Paul Smith joins us in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Thank you, buddy. Just watching some of these battles unfold here. Chris Coughlin's gone up to 6th place on the grid, actually. He's only a second off Dennis Melchett now. Josh Rayfield has gone up to 2nd. What a lap by Josh. A 140.6. It must be good to, well, it will be good to see Josh fighting up there for this championship. Keep him around Dave Waldock in this Might Just Fit kart. I know that Dave can be very quick and he put a lot of laps in testing. Tom Jacobs is watching after saying I won't be any later than 7:45. Hi, mate. Hopefully we'll see Tom in the session very soon. I know that we won't have Rob Lundgren tonight. He's got another commitment in a different league. We'll go back and look at Chris Coughlin. We'll go on board with Chris Coughlin, in fact. You're right, Ian. You would get seasick if you were using VR. Thank you very much, Sander. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. The commitment through some of these corners is amazing in these cars. Because that mid-corner speed is ridiculous. Chris is on a flyer at the moment. Oh, look at the amount of lock that he puts on through there. It's a great car, isn't it, Paul? It's just awesome fun. Absolutely awesome fun. Just thought, why not make something else of it? Give it a bit of love. It doesn't look like the most exciting car when you watch it. It's not the fastest, it's not the loudest. It doesn't make a very good noise at all, to be honest. As Jackalette goes up to 11th place there with a 141.8. Just splits the two dodgy MOT cars. Rayfield still 2nd at the moment in the Team Netcode machine. Oh, okay. So I'm going to lose the YouTube chat for a moment because my laptop to my left, which is feeding me all the comments, has just decided to do a restart despite me telling it not to. So thanks, Windows. Here is my brother with Niall Crowther just behind. Oh, he clips the grass and he's going to go in. That's a big hit into the wall. Niall Crowther continues on. That was a big hit there for Matt. Thankfully, damage is off and he'll have probably just carried on. No, he's still sat there. He is racing in VR though, so I'm not sure that would have done him any favours in terms of feeling better. Oh, he comes across the track just as Andy Fox is coming around. There are a few guys coming around here. Morgan Butler in there too. I think that's Carl Jackalette just going around him. It is. There's Morgan. Morgan's still 5th at the moment in this session, so he's not a slouch at all. He's faster than his teammate Derek Robb, who has been in the pits for quite a while actually. I think Derek is out of the race and out of the session. Let me just bring up the UI. He's actually had a connection issue. Here's Derek, unfortunately. Here's Jack Werrell in the so-called Nissan. Through Sheen Curve. They're going so fast through there. Jack is currently following Dennis Melchett. Trying to just see where the German gets his pace. He's nearly 7/10 off him at the moment. Half a second faster than Rayfield is Dennis Melchett. This, of course, only the pre-season test for this championship. The first round on the 28th of May. The next test will be next Monday night from 7:30 p.m. We're doing the same again. Another 2-hour session for the guys to just get plenty of laps in and have a bit of fun while they're there. We'll have a look at the track map, shall we? Just see where everyone is. Some of these guys just coming into the last section here. That's Dave Waldock just behind Matt Draycott there. Jack Werrell and Dennis Melcher are actually the two closest cars together on track at the moment. Let's just grab back some of the comments, guys, on the laptop to my left. Sorry about that. Yeah, the understeer is ridiculous. Oh, there will be comedy crashes, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Ian. That's always going to happen. Ethan Bass joins us in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Still waiting for Tom Jacobs to jump in the session. He did tell me he was going to be here at 7:45. It's now half an hour later than that. Oh, Jack clips the grass. Very sideways, but that's the beautiful nature of the Jetta. You can save it like that. It's amazing. Carl Jackolette's been off. What's happened to Carl? Has he maybe tried to go in a little bit too hot into clearways? In he goes. Oh, yeah, just a bit too hot over the white line onto the gravel. Manages to collect it, though, get it all back together. Let's have a look how Niall Crowther is getting on. And here is Mr. Blake Hood. Good to see you, mate. Yes, Dennis OP, indeed. He's got Jack Werrell all over him at the moment. They're just having a bit of fun. Let's drag in Niall Crowther and just see how Niall's getting on. It's a bit competitive out there tonight, isn't it, Niall?
Yeah, mate.
It looks like
it's a bit bumpy.
Yeah, it does seem very bouncy for most of these, especially through Westfield.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few incidents so far. Are the boys just having a bit of a laugh? I mean, I can see that Matt's on 29 incident points at the moment.
Yeah, Matt keeps saying he wants to go for hacks, and then they don't add up right, and then someone bumps somebody. Morgan.
Yeah. Well, we're just cut to a shot there of Morgan absolutely smashing into your teammate, and then Matt also finding him on the apex of the corner. So, yeah.
It's all good fun though.
Yeah, that's it. It's all for a good laugh. Well, as long as everyone's enjoying it, mate. Do you reckon you can get any further up the board? You're still in the top 10.
I'm trying to.
Well, fingers crossed.
I don't know, like the first few laps for me, where they're my fastest, and ever since then I can't get any faster.
Well, fingers crossed you can improve, mate. Just try and control the bounce if you can.
Yeah, I'll try.
Fingers crossed, mate. Well, we'll speak to you very soon.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, mate.
Niall Crowther just showing you just how bouncy that VW Jetta is there as he goes around the right-hander. Dave Waldock has gone up into 3rd position and has now just pulled over on the Indy loop. Carl Jackolette's gone off the track again through clearways, I believe. Let's have a look. Around it goes. Oh, and the rears clip the grass. And Carl gets it stopped on the grass and does a full loop before coming back on. He's now behind this great battle that Jack Werrell and Dennis Melcher are having. These guys know that they're going to be racing each other this season on track, so they're thinking, why not have a bit of a hack now and get some times in. Bouncing around on the grass there is Dennis Melcher. He's on the outside. Look at the bounce. It's absolutely comical, isn't it? It's awesome to watch. Absolutely awesome. Jack Werrell now in front of Dennis Melcher. And Lambert's off the track in paddock. Oh, that's a big hit into the wall. Not quite sure how he's done that. Whether he's gone in a bit hot on the brakes. He's on his own. Is he going to clip the grass on the left-hand side? Oh, he's just gone way too hot into that. Way too hot. And into the wall it goes, and back into the pits he goes. Here's Morgan Butler in the number 16 Team Jane Fonda car. It didn't take me very long to do that livery, surprisingly. I would have thought it would be one of the biggest pains in the backside to do, but yeah, a bit of Photoshop was all she needed, and it caught about 5 minutes out of my day. Now a lot of these are just visually sort of copied from the cars themselves, just to look somewhat like them, not completely the same. Thank you for everyone tuning in at the moment. Let me know who you think we will see at the top of the standings this season. I'm going to go for this guy, Dennis Melchett. We know that he's quick in this Jetta. He's half a second clear of the field at the moment. But it's quite a long lap here. Ben Lambert's 2.8 seconds off the pace at the moment. Dennis is really flying around here at the moment. But the thing is, in these cars, it doesn't always look that fast. It's not the most exciting car to watch just lap around, is it, to be honest? Here's Niall Crow, though. We'll have a look back at Jack Werrell, who's now in a bit of clear space. He doesn't have Dennis Melchett around him at the moment. Oh, further up the order there, Matt Draycott pops up with a 41.0 to improve his best time. Comes back out on track then to try and beat his time once again. Chris Coughlin 8th at the moment with a 141.091. He did a 147.4 last time round, so clearly not his best lap. Josh Rayfield very impressive at the moment in second place. Dave Waldock in third position. So it's going to be very, very close this season. As long as these guys can get clean laps on the board, okay, it's going to be incredibly interesting to watch. Carl Jacquelet just goes a bit faster there into 9th place. He's just posted a 141.530. So Carl, get into speed with the car in team netcode. Flicks it in. Oh, Chris Coughlin's just beaten Matt Draycott's time as well. You can see Waldock completely sideways in front of him there through Paddock Hill Bend. Onto the brakes into Druids. These things really do oversteer when you lift off and on the get on the brakes. You have to do quite a lot to control it and make sure that you don't lose out completely. But it's a very strange behaving car, because usually what you can do is... Oh, Niall Crowther's actually dropped down the order here. His teammates outdone him by 0.05 of a second. I'm sure they'll be talking about that. We'll actually drag him in and have a quick chat. Andy, good to see you,
Hello.
mate. You've just beaten your teammate 0.05 of a second clear. You might be...
Oh, miles clear.
I was wondering if you were going to be having a bit of banter with that one there.
Oh, there's plenty of banter going on in the chat.
I can imagine it's an absolute whirlwind, to be fair, mate. I did bring my brother on board before, but there was instant profanity, as you'd expect from a Draycott.
Yeah,
so.
we did notice him straight back in the chat, to be honest. It was pointed out.
Yeah, he went out and straight back in. But how are you finding being on track with these boys at the moment? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. As I say, it's probably only my 3rd time in the car today, so I'm learning it as we go and having a good laugh along with it.
Well, it must be quite reassuring as well that you're on the pace with some of these guys, albeit down in 11th, but, you know, in a 16-car field, you're not last, so...
Yeah, exactly. And I keep having my odd moment where I keep taking quite a few out, so that's always a bonus.
Well, it's touring car racing, isn't it? It's the best thing for it.
If they can't avoid me when I'm spinning, it's not my fault, really.
Well, we'll leave it up to them, mate, but we'll chuck you back in. Best of luck for the rest of it.
No problems. Cheers, Chaz. Thanks a lot.
Andy Fox there in the Dodgy MOT team. Dave Waldock has done a 1 minute 40.252. So he's just slower than Dennis Melchett now, within 0.2. So the might just fit cars, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, are now 2nd and 4th. So doing a grand job at the moment. There is Ben Lambert just in front of Dave Waldock. Ben struggling a little bit at the moment, 2.8 seconds off the pace in the Paula Cook replica, in inverted commas, Honda, which was actually one of the biggest pains in the backside to paint out of these cars. Let's get everything lined up properly and do the drips on the bonnet, which I never knew were there. Was a bit difficult, so I hope that one looks alright, because it was the one that annoyed me the most. Jack Werrell has now actually ended up 5th in this session, 7/10 off Dennis Melchett. Michael Blake is now just under 6.5 off of the fastest guy so far. Derek Robb still hasn't reconnected to the session, unfortunately. Have to have a look at what's happened there. Here's Matt going down Pilgrim's Drop, and while he is going down a straight, we will bring him in. No swearing this time, please, Matt. But how are you just into the car as it gets around?
I'm on a quick lap. Please don't talk to me. Oh, there's always one in there.
There's always one. Big bounce.
No, it was yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
Seems like everyone's having a bit of a laugh. I just brought Andy Fox in a moment ago. He said that there's a lot of banter going on. You know, it was good to see some of the guys having a hack before and having a bit of a fight. You've got the most incident points in the session at the moment, tied with Morgan. Actually, that's a lie. Ben Lambert's got 36. You've got 33.
He's quick though. He's quick though. Sorry.
You gonna do it? Are you gonna beat your time?
Oh no, not even done. Drifty poos.
There you go, everybody. We've got it live.
Oh,
He's done it live.
Up then.
We'll put him back in before he swears again. But best of luck, Matt. Keep it up.
Sorry.
So there you go, everyone. That's that's how it happens live in the world of Draycott. Matt, there, not the top independent at the moment. Actually, Chris Coughlin is the top independent. We're waiting for Steve Burke to jump in. The 3 drivers we don't have in at the moment are Steve Burke, Tom Jacobs, and Rob Lundgren. I know that Rob Lundgren is committed to another league this evening on iRacing, so will not be joining us. However, Tom Jacobs, I believe, has had an issue outside of the sim. Fingers crossed we can see him get some laps in, because he was very quick in the first. Well, he was the quickest in the first test that we had. Just beating Dennis Melchett by like 12 thousandths of a second or something. It's side by side Ben Lambert and Chris Coughlin as they go down the straight. Chris trying to put the pressure on from behind here. Look at the back end of these cars just hanging out. Ben Lambert there gets it planted through Paddock Hill up into Druids. Bit late in there. Look at the mid-corner speed of this Jetta. It just doesn't look like it slows down at all. It's great. It's absolutely great to watch. I love it. Through Graham Hill Bend. Carries some good speed through there. Not sure if he'll have got an off-track for that. We've gone board with Ben Lambert into Surtees. Not an easy corner to get right in these cars, because you've got to really try and keep the momentum up. Looks like Ben's done just that without taking too much curb on the outside. Let me know how the stream looks, by the way, everybody. Hopefully it looks alright. Hope it's nice and smooth for you. We've got just over an hour to go of the session, so we've got plenty of time for these guys to beat each other's laps. Waldock's second at the moment, though. Oh, Ben's gone in way too deep there at Westfield, and he's gone off. That's gutting for him. Wiggling the car around, maybe in frustration, maybe to get dirt off the tyres. Oh, wow, Dennis Melchett's had a big one. Dennis Melchett's had a big moment. Just saw him go red on my timing screen there. Has he hit the grass as well? It's so easy to do. Yeah, he has. You can see all the skid marks and the rubber on the racing surface from where cars have skidded off there and then left big patches of rubber in the middle of the road. That's Josh Rayfield just going out on track. 3rd place at the moment, half a second off our pole sitter. I say pole sitter, you know what I mean. Someone that has slipped down the order slightly is Jack Werrell, who joins me in the booth now. Jack, well, if I can get my words out, you were doing quite well early on in the session in 2nd place, but no improvement since then.
No, I think it's getting hotter, and that was in draft, and I've just sort of lost everybody that I was sticking with. So yeah, I'm just struggling to piece a lap together. I'm sort of quick through sector 1 and then slow through sector 2, but then the next lap I'll be slow through sector 1 and quick through sector 2.
Yeah, it's difficult to get one hooked up all the way around a lap here around Brands Hatch because of how bumpy it is, and you know that these cars love a bounce, don't they?
Definitely.
No sign of your teammate yet. I know he's had something going on outside of the sim, so not sure whether he'll be back in, as Morgan Butler goes 4th overall in the session. Are you feeling like as a team you could take it to the might just fit guys? Because I mean, Waldock and Blake seem pretty quick at the moment. I mean, they're 2nd and 5th. Before just a moment ago they were 2nd and 4th. So in terms of points in the teams championship, do you reckon there'll be a good scrap between a couple of you, or just 2 teams?
I hope we can bring the fight to pretty much everybody. I know I still need to spend a bit more time in the car to get used to it. And I've heard Jacobs is pretty rapid in one of these, so I'm sure we'll squeeze some practice in between now and test 2, and then obviously between test 2 and round 1. But yeah, I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. Really, it's not a massively serious thing, or it's not something I'm taking seriously. It's just a bit of fun, and yes, I might get a little bit competitive here and there, but yeah, I'm just there to enjoy it.
Well, fingers crossed you can do just that, mate. And you know, if you get some good results, maybe the odd race win, a lot of points along the way, then nothing wrong with it, is there, eh?
No, definitely not. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's nice to see that everybody's racing close. I know Mr. Matty Draycott spends a lot of his time going backwards in one of these, so I'm sure he won't be a threat throughout the season.
Well, I'll let him know. I'll let him know you said that, as you've got a wild fox right behind you, so I'll leave you to it, mate, and have a bit of a hack. But thanks for joining us, and I'll speak to you in a bit.
Yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit.
Jack Werrell there, my co-commentator and friend. Cracking lad is Jack, very, very talented commentator. And well, to be honest, James, I was actually completely sober when I came up with the idea for this. I did come up with it a few years ago. I was going to do it as a one-off event in the Kias, but then I thought I need a car that's easy to paint, and I thought, well, the Jetta's easy to paint, it's easy to drive, you can have a lot of fun in it. Why not race the Jetta and do it in Super Touring liveries? You know, it just works, doesn't it? Thanks for the comments on the overlay, Paul. It did take me a while to make sure everything matched up and was colourful. It's got my branding colours all over it, and it's got the right fonts as well, which is beautiful. Some of the numbers don't line up or anything, but yeah, it's quirky. But thank you, mate. And thank you, Ian, for your comments, and it's good to see you as well, Ian. You've been a great supporter of these broadcasts, especially the Sim Racers World TCR series. I'm very grateful for it. As we watch Andy Fox at the moment, putting some laps in. Jack Werrell's just had a big moment there as he jumps across the grass, flicks it around. Big drifty poos. And that's what I mean. Look at what you can do with it. You can just launch this car into a corner and it'll just stay. Derek Robb is back out on track in the number 11 Team Jane Fonda car with his teammate Morgan Butler just behind. That's good to see. I'm glad that Derek could get back out on track. Dell is quick on iRacing. I mean, look at the speed there. You wouldn't expect this car to make it around there. It's amazing. As Dave Waldock has gone even faster. He's done a 1:40.15. He's getting closer and closer to that time by Dennis Melchett, but, well, Dennis remains top of the standings. Butler up to 4th, though. Blake 5th, which means Werrell is now 6th. Draycott has gone into 7th with a 1:40.8. So he's finally beaten his time. I bet he's quite happy with that, aren't you, Matt? That was a nice improvement.
Oh, yeah, you just lagged, but yeah, it's not as much. Chris Coughlin got in the way.
Oh, calling names already at this point in the season, are we?
Well, not got in the way, but he span it in front of me, so I didn't know where he was going to go, so I wasn't like as concentrated as normal. But it's one of them things, isn't it? It's alright.
Yeah, well,
1:40.8. Better than what I did when me and you did some practice around there. So.
Well, I said, you know, it's oh wow, I was just about to put the lap times up on the left-hand side, but they've all come up in lime green, so let's not do that. In terms of getting this car around a lap, it's not easy to string it all together. I know that Ben's having a bit of trouble at the moment. Is what's the feedback from him without any swearing?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think he's doing all right. It's all about getting laps in it. It's the same with anything. Just get laps in, and it'll eventually come together. Like when we first joined this again, I was doing terrible, but then lap after lap after lap, you just get used to where it's going to bounce, how it's going to feel. Especially after last night, driving the AMG, it's just not the same.
yeah. It's going from one to the other is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna have a little minute breather, and then I'll be back out, I think.
Cracking. Well, good luck with the rest of it then. We'll probably drag you in a little bit.
Yeah, no worries. Give me some warning.
Matt Draycott there, my brother, and all-round funny guy. Here's Derek Robb, just putting in some laps at the moment. Derek there just has his teammate in front of him. That's Morgan Butler in the other Team Jane Fonda car. Thanks for joining in, Paul. Very grateful for you being around. Mucho appreciate. Hope the video editing goes well. And yes, Ethan, this it's just a qualifying session to make sure that we don't get any people telling little porkies by saying, oh, I did a lap faster than you, despite it having an incident point on it or something. Because the practice sessions in iRacing do count lap times with incident points included. So we wanted to make sure that all the laps that we see tonight are the cleanest that they can be. And they are eligible laps. There is Ben Lambert just on the right there. As Derek looks down the inside. Doesn't make it through. He's got to be patient here as Ben's a little bit slower into Sterling's. This is hopefully some of the sort of racing we'll see though, you know, close racing between these guys. Morgan goes off in front. Round the outside goes Derek in the number 11 car. And through he goes. Waldock is still second at the moment. 1.5 tenths off the top man, Dennis Melcher. And Michael Blake here at the moment is in 5th position. I think that these Vauxhall replicas are going to do very, very well this season. And I hope they do, because it's one of the best looking cars on the grid. We'll actually drag him in for an interview as well while he's on track. Michael, good to see you, mate. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's quite good fun. It's quite difficult to keep the momentum up. Could do with a few setup changes, but we're limited.
Yeah, because of how old this car is, we can't actually mess about with the setup that much on iRacing, unfortunately. That's the annoying thing. You can, oh, there's a big drop. But, you know, you can have moments like that and keep going. That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, I'm really enjoying the car. It's a lot of fun.
It's I was just saying before, it's not the most exciting to look at or listen to, but you can have a proper laugh in it, can't you, and just chuck it about. That's why we thought the racing would be really good in it.
I think we're going to have a pretty good series, because Dennis is lightning quick, but he was saying just now, it's not a sustainable pace because he's pushing it that hard that the tyres are dropping off pretty quick. So hopefully that sort of the next 5 or 6 cars seem pretty evenly matched on the time, so we should be able to have a good little scrap.
And it looks like you and your teammate are getting on quite well at the moment as well, 2nd and 5th. Just earlier you were 2nd and 4th as well for Might Just Fit. Do you reckon that you'll be up there in the team's championship fight over the course of the season?
I reckon we've got a good chance of having a go.
Well, fingers crossed you can fulfill that. Don't forget as well, we've got another test after this one, so plenty of laps to get in around here, and it'll be interesting to see as well, because after we did this in the Chaslington Touring Car Championship, everyone was rapid at Brands Hatch, Alton Park, when it came to it because of the amount of testing we'd done there, but you never know what it's going to be like for the rest of the season, so we'll have to see. I'll just drop you back in though, mate, but good luck, and we might speak to you later on.
Cheers, mate.
Michael Blake there of Simortal. If you haven't seen Simortal's work, by the way, go and have a look on Facebook. Michael does these incredible models of sim racing cars. He will make you a real-life model. Sometimes they're actually working slot cars for Scale Electric, and they're unbelievably detailed. They're so cool. And I've got cars as well that I've raced in iRacing before that he's brought to life, and you know, the fact they work as a slot car or, you know, a Scale Electric car is just amazing. It's absolutely incredible. So do go and have a look, get an order in, because he's got a lot to make. So you want to make sure that you get an order in as quickly as you can. Round clearways he goes. He's just chasing his teammate at the moment there, Dave Waldock, who is 2nd fastest at the moment. Look how much they just chuck it into Paddock Hill Bend. The understeer is quite strong, but at the same time, so is the bounce, and there is Josh Rayfield bouncing it around Westfield. Rayfield around Westfield, not through Sheen Curve. I hope you're all enjoying it so far. Thank you everyone that's tuning in. It's great to see you all. It's a heck of a lot of fun to have this on. We're going to have an awesome season. I hope that I can do it justice for you. It is all single-handed. It's been run single-handedly. I've done all the liveries, doing all the broadcasts, done all the organisation. It's a one-man effort. And I'm very, very pleased that it's been received in the way it has so far. We are going to have wildcard entries as well as the season goes on in the number 99 Lee Brooks replica car. But who they are not going to be announced just yet. We have to confirm a little bit of information closer to the time. And Dennis Melchett has done a 1:39.9. He's actually done it. Last time round he did the fastest lap of the session. It's an amazing time by Dennis. But like we were hearing a moment ago, though, it's not a sustainable pace as Michael Blake goes fourth. Through the middle there he goes of Ben Lambert and Dave Waldock. But Mike puts the car into fourth place then. Oh, was into the wall. Or into Mike, sorry. Goes Dennis Melchett in a very, very big hit. Not many cars out on track now, actually. Ah, it looks like. Haha, okay. So, this is going to be one of the more entertaining parts of the session then. These guys are all in the same Discord server together, all having a chat. And they are all going to go for a hack. So, strap yourselves in. Because this is going to be pretty hilarious, I imagine. We'll have a good hard look at this as you see Jack Werrell doing some burnouts through the middle of the rest of the guys at the moment. Matt is now reversing up to guys behind. Through goes Josh Rayfield, through goes Chris Coughlin. And the guys get moving. I think Andy Fox has just jumped in his car in the background. They're all nose to tail. Okay, Josh Rayfield is also jumping in. Thanks very much, Ian. Much appreciated, mate. The burnouts are underway and off they go. So here is the field. This is like some sort of parade. This is brilliant. Some sort of epic parade. Matt Draycott leading them then with Jack Werrell. This is like media day heaven right now. Chris Coughlin's already gone round. Carl Jackalette there side by side with Morgan Butler. I haven't asked them to do this. I just want to clarify that. I haven't asked them to do any of this. This is just purely these boys chucking it about and making it look good for the stream. Jack Werrell there completely sideways in front of Matt Draycott. Jackalette and Butler side by side there. Look at this. Awesome stuff. I think they are doing it as some sort of parade or something. There's Josh Rayfield, Andy Fox and Niall Crowther at the back there in the two dodgy MOT cars. Oh, and Draycott's backwards across the front of the pack. How's he done that? It wouldn't be anyone else, would it? Let's have a look at what he's managed here. I mean, have him and Jack made contact? Yeah, Jack just Jack just nerfs him out of the way and then he doesn't hold the brakes. He goes straight back through. How he didn't hit anyone side on, I do not know. That's pretty amazing. Let's have a look at where these boys are at now. We can see some trees, which is nice. And they're still all side by side. This is beautiful. I honestly, hand on heart, can tell you, I have not asked any of them to do this. This is not something choreographed. By me, anyway. These guys have just done this off their own backs. And something tells me we're going to see a rolling start or something here. Draycott making his way through past the two dodgy MOT cars there. Oh, there is carnage. Matt's hit Melchett. Blake's gone off as well. Dennis is going to J-turn it in front of the pack. Oh, Blake. Crowther's in there as well. Oh, that was an unnatural little bounce, wasn't it? He gets on with it. I think some of them have gone. No, they're still all doing it at the front. Ben Lambert flying through down the inside there. Goes straight on. Draycott makes contact with Derek Robb there in the middle. He's got Waldock on the outside. Look at this. This is awesome. I honestly did not ask any of them to do this. I'm so pleased. Chopper cam. That's a great shout. Here you go then. All these liveries on show. Gives you them from a great angle above. The two dodgy MOT cars at the back. standing out like sore thumbs in their yellow and blue liveries. And there's Dennis Melchett just at the back of the field. A lot of them doing a bit of weaving there. You've got Jack Werrell at the front of this pack with Morgan Butler. I think he's just given them the order to go. Or has he? I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. Oh, I think, there you go. I think that's it now. Jack's gone, and this is going to be underway for racing. So this is going to be full-on battling now. This is how it's going to be. Oh, Derek Robb and Draycott making contact down the hill. That's Josh Rayfield down the inside of Draycott. A bit of a tap there as well. Dave Waldock's got Melchett right behind him. Melchett goes to the outside. Waldock's on the inside. Oh, Derek Robb's off the track. He's miles off the track as well. Behind him, the two dodgy MOT cars are sandwiching Michael Blake at the back. Oh, there's contact between Melchett. And is that who's gone off with him? Is that Waldock? It is. Dave Waldock's gone off. Let's see what happened here between these boys. Oh, just as Dennis ran wide, Dave turned in. Ben Lambert's gone off at turn 1. They're still doing this though. Morgan has got Carl Jackalette behind him. And then he's got Derek Robb right up his chuff there. We look back, there is the Honda of Derek Robb, and just behind him Josh Rayfield poking out from the inside. Onto the brakes they go. Bit of contact. Chris Coughlin's involved in this now as well. Well, this is not what we expected from pre-season testing, but this is fantastic. Thank you, boys. 1 hour and 15 of the session gone, and look at them all. I'm like a proud dad at the moment, watching all my lovely liveries that I've done all race each other proper touring car style. Great move by Josh Rayfield there on Derek Robb. His teammate Jackalette's just overtaken Chris Coughlin as well. Here's Matt Draycott coming through in the independent Arena International car. Side by side with Derek down the Pilgrim's drop. Ben Lambert on the inside gets out of the way. Draycott and Derek still side by side. Looks like Derek's carried the speed and still got it. Jack Werrell up at the front of the field. Draycott chasing. You can see just in front Rayfield and Coughlin and Jackalette having a scrap. Draycott is actually side by side here with Dell. Oh, Coughlin sideways. He saves it. He's come back across. He's clipped Draycott. Draycott gets hit by Blake. Oh, it's a massive accident. Ben Lambert in there as well with Niall Crowther, Andy Fox and Dave Waldock. Let's have a quick look here at what happened with Chris Coughlin. He's down the inside. Oh, he hits the side of Jackalette. Josh turns him the right way. He hits Draycott. Gets hit by Derek Robb. Gets hit by Michael Blake. And then the rest of the boys carry on through. Some of the guys now coming back out the pit lane. Crowther there going around Coughlin. Ben Lambert sideways through turn 1. Dave Waldock as well. This is incredible fighting. Absolutely incredible fighting. Jake, if you want in, mate, you'll have to get on the reserve list, my friend. The reserve list is quite full at the minute, though, already. Who's Ben Lambert got around him here? This is Derek Robb, Chris Coughlin and Andy Fox. 3 wide into Surtees. There's contact between Fox and Robb, and he's been turned by Coughlin. Oh, he actually just gets another tap as well, and Derek Robb is surely in the barrier somewhere there. No, he's actually managed to keep it pointing the right way. How has he done that? Let's have a look from Derek Robb's point of view. He's bouncing off Chris Coughlin. Oh, he gets a hit, then another hit. Manages to save it. Amazing stuff. And then the back end goes. Somehow doesn't end up in a wall. That's amazing. Here's Jack Werrell, Morgan Butler there, making a scene of Sheen Curve into Sterling's, launches it. This is fantastic fun from the British Boring Car Championship. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Really hope you're enjoying yourselves at the moment. I'm loving this. And if we've got an entire season ahead of us like this, it's going to be amazing. Matt Draycott's gone off again. Let's see what's happened. So Tom Jacobs says he's on his way in. Oh, just in front of Matt there, actually. Who was that? Oh, and Matt gets a massive hit. It was Dave Waldock that went off. Let's have a look. I think Dave got a hit, you know. Not quite sure. Still, back on track, so it's Melcher still fastest at the moment for Ericsson Hitters. Dave Waldock is second for Might Just Fit. And then Team Netcode, third place, is Josh Rayfield. Michael Blake, fourth for Might Just Fit. And Morgan Butler, Team Jane Fonda, is in fifth place. Jack Werrell, the highest Nodaphone car at the moment. And Matt Draycott, the highest independent, in 7th place, 9/10 off Dennis Melcher. Josh Rayfield has gone a bit quicker as well, actually. He's under 2/10 away from Dennis Melcher now, so good to see Josh on the pace. And yeah, I think my brother does actually think this is rallycross rather than road racing. On board with Andy Fox then. You can see just ahead is Chris Coughlin. And then I believe Derek Robb, and then Ben Lambert, who was actually improved on his time because he was 2.8 seconds. That was Derek Robb, very sideways around there. He was 2.8 seconds off the pace earlier, and he's still 2.8 seconds off the pace despite Melcher improving. So Ben has beaten his lap somewhere. A 1:42.8 is Ben's fastest lap at the moment. This is Andy Fox that we ride on board with now through Clearways. You can see that this is not the most exciting sounding or looking car. Still has the pretty much standard dash. Niall Crowther has just gone a bit faster than Derek Robb with a 1:41.63. That's his personal best. Chris Coughlin's gone off. He's going to come back on. Ben Lambert's in the middle. That's Derek Robb down the inside. Ben's gone in hot, and Ben's going to go into the wall. Oh, Ben. Benjamin. Gets going again, as is the beauty of these things. Don't forget, if you are enjoying yourself, we do have another pre-season test tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow. Next Monday, same time, 7:30 in the evening on Chaz Draycott Media, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in so far. Hopefully we'll have a Tom Jacobs to jump in with 40 minutes of the session left, 39 and a bit, if you want to be precise. He is teammates to Jack Werrell, who is currently 6th, launching it around Sheen Curve. Just behind him there is Josh Rayfield, Morgan Butler, both taking to the grass slightly, Carl Jackalette and then Michael Blake. Morgan Butler 5th at the moment, doing a fine job, 6/10 of a second. Almost 7/10 off Dennis Melcher, but like we heard earlier, Dennis is rapid in these cars, but it's all about making the tyres last. The feature race on each of the evenings is going to be a 25-minute race with a mandatory pit stop. We are going to be doing the old Super Touring style race weekends. We've got a 15-minute sprint for the first race of the night, and then we will have a reverse grid for a 25-minute feature race with a mandatory stop. Tom Jacobs has just got into the session, so we'll have to see. He is in the chat. Tom Jacobs joins us in the interview booth. How are we doing, buddy?
I'm alright, mate. Just had a bit of a leak on the old flats, but now it's fixed, and now I'm here.
And now we can see what pace you've got. Melcher at the moment is just under 2/10 quicker than Waldock, and 2/10 quicker than Rayfield. He's in a 1:39.9, but this has to be a clean lap this time. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon we can do it. We'll have a good go, won't we? I think, what was my time in the other practice? I think it was a 39.5.
Yes, yeah, it was.
So, yeah, I think we can. We'll have a little go.
He'll have a go. Well, good luck, mate, and we'll speak to you later on.
Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Tom Jacobs there in the Nodaphone team. Teammates to Jack Werrell. Spot the difference. Here's Tom's car. And don't tell me it's a different number. And here is Jack's car. Noticeable difference. Josh Rayfield, bit of an unorthodox line through there. Michael Blake really launching his car around Sheen Curve in the number 18. We'll go on board, shall we, with Tom Jacobs, see what he can do in his customary red racing suit. Tom is possibly the biggest Ferrari fan that I know. And he's going to be hoping for some good times tonight. Oh, it's a bit wide through Sheen Curve. He's pushing it hard though. You can tell he wants to get straight on this and really crack on. And it is easy to over push this car, so we'll see what he can do. We'll go on the nose camera. This will be a lap of Brands Hatch then with Tom Jacobs. So 3 clearways. You can see the car bouncing and wriggling around. Across the line he goes then. He's got a 1:39.9 to beat. This will be his first lap of the session. We'll just see where it can put him. Tom was one of the tips for the Drivers' Championship after the first test, because Dennis Melcher is incredibly quick in this car, like really quick in this car. So some of these guys to be within a tenth or so of him, they'll be very happy. Michael Blake's gone a bit closer as well. He's only 3/10 off the top spot now. 9 cars separated by a second at the moment, and on a track where a lap is 1:40, that's not too bad at all, is it really? Let's face it. As Tom goes into Surtees. Down towards Pilgrim's Drop then. Up through Hawthorne then towards Westfield. Looks like quite a clean lap by Tom at the moment. He's the 14th driver in the session. Like I say, we nearly have a full field tonight. 16 cars, the full field. We only have 14 of them this evening. Looks like a good lap from Tom so far. It's been quite tidy. Into the final few corners he goes then. Into clearways, chucks it in. A little bit of correction as he goes in. Let's see what he can do. Goes for the line. That's if it counts. He might have got an incident point early on. 10th place there for Tom Jacobs, a 141.1 just behind Chris Coughlin, who is just coming into Sheen Curve now. 9th place overall. It's the 2 independents either side of Carl Jacquelet. Matt Draycott, the top independent so far. He is there with Dave Waldock. Tips Waldock into a spin. Oh, Derek Robb. Wow. Derek Robb through the middle. That was amazing. I don't know how he managed to squeeze that car through there, but he did it. And then we have Andy Fox here in 21. He's currently 11th. A couple of tenths of a second faster than his teammate Niall Crowther. Looks like Matt Draycott and Derek Robb are having a good old scrap here. Let's go on board with Matt and see how this looks. You can see the CD Media number plates on these cars. A nice little bit of brand in all of them. And he's actually managed to get alongside Derek Robb as they go up towards Sheen Curve. Derek doesn't give him all the room in the world there. And Matt is in front before the corner, but Derek's going to try and get the cutback now. Andy Fox and Dave Waldock are going to be watching this with intent. Chuck it through. This is the sort of racing that we can expect from these things, though. Look at Dave now on the back of Andy Fox. Goes to look to the inside. Onto the brakes. Lets the car get a little bit unsettled. You can still see Andy's car in his mirror. Matt's gone into the pits. Great battling going on here. Really, really enjoying this. I hope everyone is enjoying the stream. It's going to be like this every single time we go racing this season. 8 race meetings. The first 4 weeks are consecutive, and then after that it's every 2 weeks on Thursday nights. Those broadcasts will go live from 7:45 PM. Let us know who you think is going to be the champion. Tom Jacobs hasn't improved on his time. Actually, he did improve, but only a tiny bit last time round. There is who we believe is going to be his championship rival behind him, Dennis Melcher. The German driver's been very impressive so far, as he is in these things. Jack Werrell still on track. Well, no, he's not. He's off track. Let's have a look what happened to Jack. Oh, he loses it a bit. Gets a tap from Michael Blake and into the barriers. Big burnout. Swings it around. He's going to be hoping that his entire season doesn't go that way. Here's Carl Jacquelet, still putting the laps in at the moment. He's done a 140.9. He was a second slower than that last time. Big bounce through Westfield there. Really big bounce through the right-hander. It's easy to just get a couple of wheels on that curb and it really unsettle the car. As soon as it slides at all and gets any air, it just goes around. There are moments where, when it's doing that, you know, the whole car can just completely spin. Oh, Jacobs just hops up the board there to 5th place in his customary number 5 car for Vodafone, just beating his teammate Jack Werrell. Beats him by 0.3 of a second. Oh, and Jacquelet, he just pops up to 5th place now. Great time from Carl. So, looks like they might just fit in Team Netcode and Vodafone cars. Are going to be ones to watch based on this pace. Carl very happy with that lap then. Pulls over. That means that Coughlin and Draycott are right together when it comes to the Independence battle. We're calling it the Mediocre Cup for Independence. Sideways into turn 1. Wow, big jump there by Dave Waldock. Completely launches it in the air. You can see just how much these guys really want to throw this car in. Got a couple of guys in the pits at the moment. Rayfield, Blake, Jacquelet, Rob and Lambert. Dennis Melchett has actually improved his time, 1:39.896. That was his last lap as well. So he's getting quicker and quicker. Gradually opening up that gap to Dave Waldock. He's got Tom Jacobs just in front of him there. We'll have to see what Dennis can do about chasing him down, whether this is going to be a battle that we see over the course of the season or not. I'm not sure. Don't think Dennis's lap counted last time round. Jacobs did a 140.45. Werrell's now ended up 0.8 of a second off the top spot. Half an hour to go in the session, or just less than that. Look at how hard these guys are pushing. They just want to completely outdo one another. They were having a good bit of banter the other day, apparently, about the potential of a title fight between the two of them. We'll have to see. We've not seen Steve Burke on track yet. And Dave Waldock will have something to say about it. Here he is. Just going around Morgan Butler and Matt Draycott into Paddock Hill Bend. There's tyre smoke. Oh, there's a Werrell. Oh, Jack Werrell. What have you done? What happened there? Let's have a quick look at Jack Werrell. I think they were just having a bit of fun, and yeah, Jack's going to send it into Paddock Hill. Oh, and it's completely over-rotated. Oh, Dave smacks into the side of him. Completely smacks into him. There are all the cars that we have in the pits at the moment. There's 7 of them in there, and we have 6 cars out on track. Swap that around now. 6 in the pits, 7 on track as Jack Werrell comes back out. He wants to beat his teammate. Tom just coming around the final corner again. His best time was his last, a 140.4. Have to see what he can do this time. He's not actually lost a lot of time to Dennis by the look of it from the gap on track. And he improves a 140.3. Still not quicker than Jacquelet though. Oh, he goes straight on at turn 1. Tyres must have gone now. Here's Morgan Butler, Chris Coughlin and Matt Draycott. We look back from Morgan's car through Sheen curb. Morgan's really sent it in there. He's all over the grass. Back on, and there is Chris. Matt Draycott sends it down the inside. He's got a great run actually through Sterling's. Just behind them with the best view in the house of this is Dave Waldock. In they go, turns it in into clearways. Draycott looks like he's got the run there on Chris Coughlin. Hope you're enjoying yourselves, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Can't believe how quickly this has gone by, an hour and a half of the session already. Chris turns in, nearly contact. Matt gets it clean. Wow, Dave Waldock, take it bow, son. What a dive. He dives through the air. Let's just have a quick look at what's happened to Jack Werrell. Apparently he's gone off the track here. No, he's just chucked it in at Druids. But Dave Waldock had an immense jump through the air there. He's got Coughlin behind him now. Draycott and Morgan Butler in front. Draycott catching the curb. Car bounces around like mad. The only car in the 39s at the moment, Dennis Melcher. Rayfield and Jackalette been impressive. Waldock and Blake as well. So the two might just fit cars and the two Team Netcode cars. Look at the speed that Waldock can carry through there. It looks down the inside, thinks better of it. Bit of brakes into Westfield. Such a close chase. The car's wobbling and warbling all over the place. Amazing to watch. Through Sheen curve, plenty of curb. Try not to hit the grass. Chris Coughlin's behind us somewhere in this battle. Dave just has a bit of a moment there, trying to keep the speed up. We'll just drag him in for a second, quickly speak to him while he's doing this. Dave, it's quite a good view from here, chasing these boys down. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, great! Thank you. Yeah, I was going to talk in the thing, but I've got a lot going on in the background.
Ah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. How are you finding the car and the whole sort of session at the moment with having these boys out on track?
I'm finding it good. I'm trying to get used to the car because it's very different. I'm so used to GT3s, but yeah, I'm enjoying it though. It's a lot of fun driving around with everyone.
Especially when they're doing things like Morgan did then to Matt, where they just send each other. But hopefully we're not going to see too much of that over the course of the season. How confident are you feeling being second fastest to Dennis at the moment? Because Dennis is rapid in these things.
Yeah, I feel quite confident. I mean, my optimals are 39.2, so
wow,
I can definitely get more speed. I just can't perfect it at the minute.
Yeah, it's trying to string it together in one lap with these cars because there's so much bounce, isn't there? If you just have one corner done slightly differently each lap, it just ruins the momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed you can do it, Dave. We'll be rooting for you. Sorry, I should say. We'll speak to you again very soon, though, mate. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dave Waldock there for the Might Just Fit team, and hopefully he might just fit himself at the top of the standings with a good lap time around here. Morgan Butler continues on track. Matt Draycott there just behind him. A little bit of an incident between the two of them a moment ago. Morgan really sends it over the curb. We look back from Matt's car. Morgan just comes very late in on the brakes. Bit of a tap and around it goes. Gets it turned all the way around again. I can imagine again in VR that wasn't too pleasant for Matt. And Tom Jacobs has done it. Tom Jacobs has gone fastest. Well, Tom Jacobs crosses the line. It says he's in car 14 at the bottom left. Ignore that. He's got his teammate behind him. But it's a 39.6 for Tom Jacobs. Wow. What a lap time that is. And I tell you what, he was looked like he was struggling at first, but you've done it, mate. What a lap. Bet you're well happy with that.
It's alright, there's still more time in it. There's another, I reckon there's a 38 in that.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Definitely.
Well, it's good to see you up there, buddy. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't quite expecting you to go that much quicker, but you're nearly quarter of a second ahead on a clean lap as well. That's mega stuff.
Yeah.
With your teammate chasing you down as well, as Andy Fox just goes up to 10th place. Jack was saying before he's pretty confident that you boys can mount a challenge on the Teams Championship because it's looking like these Might Just Fit and Team Netcode cars are quite quick as well. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon it might be like 1999 all over again. Bit of Volvo, bit of Laguna, and a bit of Primera. That'll do, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. Should be good fun.
I reckon Steve Burke's going to be one to watch for. Although I did make a point earlier that with the Jetta bounce, how is he going to cope on a motion rig?
Oh god, yeah, that's a good point actually. I hadn't thought of that. He'll have to get some more RSJs installed into the house, I think, because
he will.
It's going to be a bit mad. I'll leave you to this battle though with Jackalette and never mind. Just Jack exits stage right. I'll leave you to it, buddy, but we'll speak to you again in a bit.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Tom Jacobs there, then your current standings leader at the moment. What a brilliant time by Tom, a 39.6. Dave Waldock now in third position. Oh, as he's had a bit of a moment there and he pulls over. Andy Fox has gone up into 10th place in the dodgy MOT car. He's just a 10th of a second behind Matt Draycott. Jack Werrell was down to 8th at the moment. He was 2nd earlier on. Now he's a 2nd off the pace from Tom Jacobs, his teammate. But when you've got your teammate up there, I tell you what, actually, we'll ask him the question ourselves. Jack, just to join us again, mate. When Tom's done the time, I imagine as a team it's a good prospect for the season ahead. How does it make you feel as a teammate seeing that potential is up there in the car?
It makes me feel confident. It just sort of gives me the motivation to keep pushing for time. I'm struggling pretty much everywhere at the moment, but it's nice to know that someone, specifically my teammate, has got that time out of the car. He was just saying that there's a 38 in there. So it's just nice that I know it's possible, and if we can sort out some practice beforehand, it'll help both of us.
Definitely so, mate. Well, what I was saying before about mounting a charge on that team's championship is looking even more likely now, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think Tom will definitely be leading from the front. I will definitely be the second driver. I said it at the team draw. But I'm hoping he can sort of help me find that extra bit of pace, and not just help me, but help the team. If we can pick up some good points throughout, it'll be nice.
Well, fingers crossed we can do just that. It'll be a good watch. In terms of the session, obviously we've got another one on Monday. Do you reckon once the fun is all out of the way with this one that the guys are really going to sort of get secretly competitive and really knuckle down when it comes to the next one?
No. If I'm honest, it's been a great laugh in the chat, and we've just been like having hacks here, there, and everywhere. And it's just nice to take. Yeah, there is a bit of sort of competitiveness throughout, and we've sort of got an idea of who our rivals will be throughout the season. For example, I've sort of put my money on me and Carl Jacqueline end up having a little hack halfway through the season, and then hopefully with Tom's guidance, I might be able to work my way up into the top 5. But yeah, it's going to be a bit competitive next week, slightly more than this week, but there's still going to be that fun factor in it.
Well, fingers crossed, mate. It certainly looks that way. Should be a good laugh. But I'll let you back down there to continue the fun with those guys, mate, and we'll have a chat later.
Sounds good.
Jack Werrell, what a guy. The number 65 Nodaphone car, as you see it there. He's just got Ben Lambert ahead of him there. Ben Lambert's still on a 42.85 at the moment. Still trying to improve. He is 1.1 seconds off Derek Robb at the moment, who is in 13th place in the Team Jane Fonda machine. Ben sending it over the curbs there at Paddock Hill Bend. Just following Jack Werrell at the moment. Just to get a bit of guidance. Look at the amount of lock that these guys can put on there. As we heard earlier, these cars do kill the tyres over the course of a run, so you have to really think about it. You have to be very, very cautious as to how the car works over the course of a run. Oh, it's Ben making the most of those front tyres there. Certainly making the most of those front tyres. It's great to see. I'm just going to change something on the overlay here. Let me know what you think of this. Okay, never mind, it hasn't worked. So Chaz is a genius. See whether we can have some differences, shall we? Just going to see whether we can do something with this this overlay, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. I'm sorry. There you go. It's all solid white now, and that's not what we wanted. This is Chaz's mad hour, where he tries to edit lots of things. So it looks like. Let me just try this. Okay, there we go. So on the left-hand side now, they're all going to be the same colours. As Ben runs wide through Paddock Hill Bend. You can just see the white highlights now on the Nissans, instead of them blending into the background. As Ben Lambert pulls over. Here's Matt Draycott, 9th at the moment. Top independent from Chris Coughlin. He's just coming into the final corner now. Let us know which of your liveries are the favourites at the moment, which you prefer the most. I think for me it has to be the Team Netcode cars of Carl Jacquelet and Josh Rayfield. Dennis Melchett goes back to the top. Oh, he's really sending it to Tom and Chris Coughlin. Chris Coughlin goes 7th, so there is still pace in this circuit, you know, it's getting rubbered in. Chris Coughlin goes up there just ahead of Morgan Butler. Great time by Chris, a 40.5, but a 139.5 for Dennis Melchett. Well, we'll have a quick word. Dennis, you must be over the moon with that, mate. It looked like Tom's lap was going to be pretty untouchable, but you've done it, mate.
Yeah, finally I have a teammate who's towing me.
Yeah, he's giving you a bit of help, isn't he, really?
Yep. I was waiting for it.
I was going to say, I imagine when you're the fastest car on track, trying to find someone to tow you around a bit is maybe quite difficult. But
Yep.
Tom was saying that you're having quite good banter about having a Jerry on your 6 throughout the most of the season. It's going to be a good fight, isn't it?
It's his choice. If he wants to drive quicker in the qualifying than me, then I will be on his 6 all the race then. It's his choice, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a good fight, mate. It'll be good to see a Nissan replica against a Volvo replica again, like we did have in 1999. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward.
Should be good fun, mate. Well, good luck for the rest of it. Whoa, big jump there by Tom as well. It's pretty entertaining to drive, actually, isn't it, this car?
Yeah, it is. But still, if you have 2 drivers like we are, it's very hard to get to the other car, even with the tow.
Yeah.
It's not that much. So,
yeah,
let's see.
I was going to
Maybe
say,
I can have a look in the first corner. Yay.
You're getting the info live here, everybody, from Dennis. Down the inside over the curb. Beautiful side-by-side stuff. You going to have him? Go on. Go on. Later on the brakes, still side-by-side. This is a great scrap, and obviously we've got Dennis here live with us as well. Tom's still on the inside. Amazing stuff. But this is the beautiful nature of these cars, isn't it? You know, you can race them so close, can't you?
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it, Dennis. Good luck, mate. Enjoy it.
Cheers.
Dennis Melchett and Tom Jacobs, bound to be 2 of the stars of the show this season by the look of it. Just a 10th separates them, and then it's half a second from Dennis to the rest of the field. Great racing, and it's what we always want to see, and I'm sure we're going to get plenty of it this championship. Milky joins in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Says Volvo's the best. I won't lie, I do think the spec map looks fantastic. Tom's slowing it down. I think he's saying to Dennis, "You go first. You go first. Go on, you go first." Oh no, they're both pulling off and out of the way. So there's Dave Waldock. And I'm sorry, Ian, I have to correct you, unfortunately, mate. It's a Vectra. It's not an Astra. Does have the metallic bits in the checkers down the side. Chris Coughlin, though, I'll tell you what, he's another one. He's another one that we'll have a quick chat with. He's gone to suddenly be the fastest independent. You'll be happy with that one, Chris. A 40.5. It's a good lap, that.
It's nice when you start behaving yourself and concentrating, isn't it?
Certainly makes the difference. In terms of the Independence Championship, then coming forward, obviously we've not seen anything from Steve Burke yet, but in terms of the pace on Matt and Ben, do you reckon that you may have a chance at obviously getting some AM wins over the course of the season with only, the Independence? Doesn't mean you're any slower than anyone, does it? The Independence Championship, then, you could obviously get a couple of wins, but do you reckon you could fight for the overall title in that?
Being honest, I don't think so. I've only got this time because I've been here for 2 hours going round and round and round. Everyone else will just, they found their rhythm quite quick. I think me and Matt are definitely going to have a bit of love through the season.
Yeah.
I think if he thinks he can win it, then yeah, sure, I'm in. But in all honesty, if I'm not 4th, I'll be happy.
Fair play. Fair play, mate. Well, not long to go in the session now, so I'll leave you to continue with your laps. But good pace, mate. Keep it up.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Chris Coughlin then in the Matt Neal replicated car. It actually says men's room down the side of it. And rather than Alpine on the bonnet, it says Pennine. And instead of Team Dynamics, it says Team Drymanics. and obviously rim block on the rear. Here's Jack Werrell still chasing down his teammate and Dennis Melcher. We'll go on board with him for a moment just to see how it looks from here with the other Team Nodaphone car in front. Tom's probably helping Jack at the moment just to get a bit more pace out of the car. Tom to come in and do such a quick time was brilliant, but Dennis has returned the favour. He's responded in the best way that you can by going fastest in the session with just over 10 minutes to go. Big lump on that curb there, Jack, mind out. It's not easy to get this car ragged around here, to be honest. Like I was saying to everyone before, it is a very, very bouncy piece of kit. And it certainly can catch you off guard. Jack trying to keep it as quick as he can through Hawthorne. Oh, Dennis has bounced off the wall just before Westfield. Jack takes plenty of curve down the inside there. He's 9th at the moment. He was 2nd earlier in the session, you know. It just shows you how quickly it can turn around when some other people get some quick laps in. It's Jacobs, Werrell and Melcher at the moment having a good scrap. We'll just stick with Jack for a minute and just see how he gets on, whether this lap counts or not. He did a 41.1 last time round. That would have put him in 11th place. He's got Melcher right on his exhaust though. Stuck to the back of him, and Werrell goes 5th. There you go. His teammate has certainly helped him. Dennis sideways over the curbs. And all of a sudden, the Nodaphone cars end up in 2nd and in 5th place. You boys already working together quite nicely, aren't you?
We are.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're trying to get a 38 out of it. I was 4/10 up then, and I ballsed it.
Well, I'm imagining that that Dennis is probably just loving the scrap as well. We just had a quick chat with him a minute ago, and he seemed to be loving the fact that, you know, there's someone on a similar pace to him to have a scrap with.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting season. Jack's doing all right as well, so I think between us we can be quite a formidable little force.
Well, fingers crossed in terms of the Teams Championship. It means lots of points. It's great to see the two Nissans with one with a red banner, one with a blue banner. It's proper 1999 all over again. It's awesome. In terms of team orders over the course of the championship, do you think that just depends on whether one of you is fighting for the championship over the other or not?
Yeah, I'd say so. What do you think,
What
Jack?
are those again? No, I mean, I'm guessing the sort of balls in your court, Tom. I mean, I'm not the quickest fella. It depends on points and what the end goal is. And I mean, I'm fine, obviously letting people by. I've done it in various other leagues, and if I need to let my teammate by, it's what needs to be done. It's not like any hardship comes out of it, as long as you help your teammate, really.
As long as we don't Austria 2002 it, we'll be alright.
Don't talk to Tom about team orders. He's a Ferrari fan. But no, it's good to see you working together already, boys. And you know that's what we want to promote as a season, as a series, I should say. So it's always nice to see. Fingers crossed, though. That I keep saying fingers crossed to everybody, and I tell you what, I'm running out of fingers. So I'll chuck you back in, lads. But fingers crossed, we'll see you up there towards the end of it.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
The Nodaphone boys there, teaming up, and like I said, this championship, it's a random team draw between who gets put with who gets put in what car. Obviously, I know they're all Jetters, but I mean in terms of livery. Two-man teams, other than the independents, and we did a random draw for it last week. And it just promotes some sort of really good socialising within sim racing. I mean, every single car that is on track at the moment, every single driver is in one chat in Discord. They're all just having a good laugh. And I'll tell you what, we'll hop in now. No swearing, everyone, but just quickly give the stream a quick hello. We're just proving the fact that you're all actually in one Discord room.
Hello.
The microphone clipping is real. Who's going to go faster than Melcher?
They're helping each other. It's not fair.
Hey, you're an independent. You've got to deal with that. That's
I'll
tough.
go punter then.
Well, thank you everyone that's turned up tonight. We've not got long in the session left. I will be doing a couple of interviews with you afterwards when we get some of the results in, and we'll have a chat with some of you boys that I've not really spoken to much yet this evening, if that's all right.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yes.
Cracking. Well, enjoy the last few minutes, boys. Speak to you in a bit.
Will do.
Round. Come on.
Andy Fox sounding like he's having a bit of a nightmare, which he is actually. He's just gone off the circuit. And back around he goes in the dodgy MOT car. Josh Rayfield still third at the moment for Team Netcode. Very impressed with that. Michael Blake is down in 7th at the moment, just behind Carl Jackalette, who, as we were speaking to Tom and Jack, went a bit quicker. He's gone up to 6th position. So as you can see, it's actually a little pattern there, because we've got Dennis Melchett in the Ericsson Hitters car, who's actually alongside Jack Werrell right now into Hawthorne. Still side by side, maybe a bit of contact. Then we've got a Nodaphone car, a Netcode car, and a Might Just Fit car. And then the same pattern again, Nodaphone, Netcode, Might Just Fit. So the Vauxhalls, the Renaults and the Nissans are all fighting together amongst themselves. Chris Coughlin is best of the rest in the independent car as he goes off and gives the wall a bit of a kiss. Morgan Butler in the Team Jane Fonda machine is in 9th. And here's his teammate Derek Robb in 12th at the moment, just 1.6 seconds off the pace. It's very close between all of these boys. Niall Crowther is in 13th place at the moment. And the guy with the most incident points at the moment is Matt Draycott with 70, which is quite a lot, to be honest with any of you that aren't familiar with how many incidents you can get in iRacing. 5 minutes of the session to go. Something's just gone very wrong for somebody. What's happened there? Not sure what's happened between these boys. I think they're both just telling each other to go. I heard an engine blow a moment ago. Let's have a quick look at what happened. Something's gone wrong here somewhere. No? Not sure. Sounded like an engine blew up or something, but yeah, it's what it is. This is Jack Werrell now alongside Derek Robb in the Team Jane Fonda car. We were just looking at Ben Lambert a moment ago. 3.3 off the pace at the moment, at the bottom of the order. But he's still getting to terms with the car. You know, he's still learning it. Ben's done a couple of official races on iRacing. And it's just good to see him back out on track and enjoying the league. He's been really, really excited about it. And his internet seems nice tonight, because in some of the sessions we did for some of the footage for the trailer, he had quite a lot of issues with blinking in and out a lot. So it's good to see that that's been rectified somewhat. But I'm interested in this fight near the top between Tom Jacobs and Dennis Melchett. Aren't we all? It's going to be great fun to watch over the course of the championship. Again, don't forget, we do have a second pre-season test on Monday night, the 25th of May. Same time again, 7:30 PM. Another 2-hour session for everybody to enjoy. And that will be live on Chaz Draycott Media on Facebook and on YouTube. So 3 minutes to go. Michael Blake still on track here in the Might Just Fit machine. 140.2 his best lap at the moment. He's only 0.07 of a second slower than Carl Jackalette at the moment as well. Look at the bounce through Westfield. It's not easy to get this car settled and turned in properly. Into Sterling, a bit more of a bounce there, clips the curb on the exit. Sometimes if you hit that hard enough with the right rear, it can completely spin the car around. Onto the straight he goes again. They call it a straight, but it's not, is it? Let's face it. I can hear another car. And he has company in the form of Josh Rayfield just behind him at the moment. We'll go on the gearbox cam there. You see Josh 2 wheels down Paddock Hill. Chasing very closely. Very closely. Very closely. Down the inside goes Josh Rayfield and Michael Blake. Nearly a bit of contact. Number 6 against the 18. Matt Draycott just in the background there. And then Mike's teammate, Dave Waldock. Mike's gone wide into Graham Hill Bend. Just trying to see if anybody's done any personal bests. Doesn't look like it. Rayfield goes through. There's Draycott just going round. Dave Waldock's just going to pop over the crest of the hill. There he is. He's done a 40.0, so he's nearly into the 39s. 39.548 by Dennis Melcher is mega impressive, though. He's got Jack Werrell and then Derek Robb just behind him. Looks like Morgan Butler is out of the session. Excuse the overlay for a moment. Looks like Niall is out of the session. Morgan may just be watching, I think. He is still in the pit lane. So he's definitely still in the session. Here's Matt Draycott, 10th at the moment. Derek Robb is in 11th. He's just following Jack Werrell and Dennis Melcher in the Team Jane Fonda car. As you can see, some of iRacing's shadows doing their thing at the bottom of the screen. Oh, we have a personal best from Matt Draycott, 3rd place. Smacks it into the barrier. Like, it was a very, very dramatic way of exiting the lap. But what a lap, Matt! That was... What a lap. I bet you're over the moon with that. 39.9.
I just broke everyone's eardrums as well.
I imagine there was quite a big outcry of yes in that session there.
Yes, and I'm not going to repeat it. Everyone was like, Tom just said, wow, that was loud.
I'm not surprised.
I'll say that. I will take that.
Yeah, third fastest out of everyone. I just saw someone jump up and I thought, who was that going up the order so quickly? But wow, amazing time. Well done. You must be excited to see if you can carry that on throughout the season, because that's definitely going to be top independent for you, isn't it?
Yeah, unless Steve's got anything to do with it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see, won't we? We've not seen Steve's pace in this car yet, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. we were talking about the motion rig.
Yeah.
Because with this bouncing, whether it's he might just have to turn it off, I reckon.
You never know. I think he might have to, but fingers crossed it doesn't have to come to that, because, you know, the motion rig's amazing, but we'll see. Session's just over, though, and we'll have a results in a moment then as Ben Lambert puts it into the wall. We'll chuck you back in with the rest of them, Matt, but well done on that time. That's mega.
Cheers.
Right at the end there, Draycott takes it. 3rd place, amazing time. Eventually getting a 1 minute 39.95. And the qualifying session, as it's set, will just be finishing now. Michael Blake crosses the line. I think that was Josh Rayfield there, just pulling over in the Team Netcode car. Here's Jack Werrell and Dennis Melcher in the Nodaphone cars. Dennis looks like he has done it then, and finished fastest in the session. Here's Ben Lambert, just rounding out his session as well. I think it's been a good evening's racing. It's gone by very, very quickly as 2 hours. Ben does a bit of a drift and carries on. Michael Blake is also carrying on. These boys are just going to run it out until the session finishes, so we may as well keep our eye on them and keep watching. Listen to the beautiful diesel. Don't forget these cars are turbo diesels. Mike's trying to get it to drift, I think, and he's not having much luck. That's going to be a wall. That's a big hit. Car doesn't go over completely. Oh, it does. It rolls over at the last moment. It's still bouncing. Crazy stuff. And oh, Dennis has mounted the pit wall. It's, well, it's having a good time with the pit wall, is that Jetta? A very good time indeed. Right then, the results of the session are not coming up. Oh, and he's getting some help off Jack Werrell. See if I can get the results to come up. No, apparently not. He's still trying to help him out. They're just, yeah, I've not really got any words for that, to be honest with you. I do not have any words for that. But what a brilliant, brilliant session. You can see then the results on the left-hand side. A 1:39.548 means that Dennis Melcher is fastest, and he ends the session on top. Dennis, you must be over the moon with that one, mate. Really, really good session for you, that.
Yeah, that was fun. I tried to improve Thomas' time as well, but he was not willing to beat my time this time.
Well, he certainly got close, which is the interesting thing. Matt Draycott as well, just hopping up there into third in the end in the independent car. That must have caught everyone off surprise, like it did with me.
No, it didn't, because he screamed so loud when he made that time, so everyone noticed it.
Yeah, to be fair, he did come in and tell me that he screamed, so perfectly justified. Next session again then, next Monday. Are you going to be around for that one?
Will be, yeah.
Well,
GT is finished.
Yeah.
Hopefully with a race then next week as well. A small one.
I'll see what I can do.
Maybe.
I'll see what I can do, just for you. But very well done tonight, mate. Awesome to watch, and we'll see you next time round.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, bud. And next up, we'll drag our second place finisher in that one, Tom Jacobs, into the booth with us. Tom, that was amazing, really, from your part to come straight in, do a quick lap, and then stay up there with Dennis. You must be pretty pleased.
Yeah, pretty pleased, mate, to be honest. Me and Dennis were talking quite a lot, actually, and we reckon there was a 38 in the car. It's just that we couldn't quite put it together. It's just the bounce just really hurts your lap times in it, and after about 2 or 3 laps, the tyres are dead anyway. So, but yeah, aside from the water leak in the flat, coming in and doing a lap, I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, it was. It's good that you're up there, mate. It'll be a great one. Are you around for next Monday's session as well? We've got the same again, another 2-hour test, just to get everything
I will
wrapped
be,
up.
mate.
Cracking.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here. So, yeah, glad you enjoyed it tonight, mate, as well. And,
yeah.
I hope all your viewers enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was certainly a good show. Well, you and Dennis are 1 each at the moment, so there needs to be a decider between you on Monday, and he's up for it, and he wants a little race at the end of the session, so we'll have to see what we can squeeze in, shall we?
Definitely, mate. Yeah, I'll be well up for that.
Cracking. Well done, mate. Have a good night, and we'll speak to you soon.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Tom Jacobs there, finishing second in the end. Jack Werrell has just sent me a screenshot of his car flying through the air very, very high. We did pretty much just speak to him a moment ago, but, you know, finishing third deserves another mention, really. How did you find that overall, Matt, in terms of that session? That was it looked amazing from up here.
Sweaty. Everyone was literally like saying how warm they are. Unbelievable. Everyone was just absolutely sending it everywhere. Like no one, like at the beginning, yes, there was a few, you know, prating abouts.
Yeah, good way of putting it.
But you know, I said to them, we should do like a parade lap for you, so you can get some screenshots, and then do like a little full hack with all of us, just so you can get some stuff. But
yeah, I really appreciate that. It worked well, other than the fact you were facing backwards across the middle of the field. That was a moment.
Jack. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Jack.
Well, it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. One thing though is I do want to ask myself: is there a race next week, or is it just the same again?
Well, Dennis has just suggested that we have a little race at the end of the session, so I think we're going to do that. That will be confirmed in due course. But yeah, if I chuck you back in, let everyone else make everyone else aware, and I'll drag the next one up.
Yeah, no worries.
Matt Draycott there, finishing third in the session overall. Morgan Butler joins us in the booth. That was quite an eventful one, wasn't it, Morgan? It looked like quite a good laugh.
It's interesting.
Oh, you're very quiet, mate. Bear with me 1 sec. There you go, buddy. Try now.
That's interesting.
Still very quiet, mate. You sound like 40 feet away from your microphone.
It's very interesting, yes.
What do you reckon? Yeah. What do you reckon for the season ahead, buddy? Look like a lot of fun battles out there on track, to be honest.
It's going to be... I don't know about difficult, but it's going to be interesting.
Do you think
it's going to be very much like, I think, was it 2017 touring cars? Where it's going to be a case of the person that probably wins it won't be the one that's won that many races, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. It's going to be a laugh to watch, though. I mean, just watching some of you boys send it around tonight seemed like a lot of fun. How's the car when it's in a pack? Because I know that we've had a few sessions together, and it seems like because of how easily controllable it is, you can get some real door-to-door stuff going on. But with more cars on track, do you reckon that just promotes even better racing?
Like you say about it being sort of easy to control, it sort of depends obviously what you're doing. Like a lot of the times going through a lot of, well, any sort of curb really, as soon as it wants to go, it's going. So trying to then sort of stop it from maybe going into somebody else isn't the easiest thing, which is a lot of the times you'll notice people will race, have a bit of a collision. A lot of the time it's not their fault. Like obviously I know me and Matty have had a couple of collisions, me and Niall and Matty, a lot of others, obviously they're just examples. But a lot of the time it's as soon as the car wants to go, like it's going, you can't really pull it back, if that makes sense. Because of just how bouncy it is, you can't really stop it if it's going to go.
Yeah, I get you on that one, mate. Your teammate finished in... Where did he finish? I think he finished 11th in the end in that one. In terms of the team's championship, it looks like it's going to be quite close near the top. Do you reckon if you and Dell get it together, you could be up there with them as well?
I'd like to hope so. Obviously it's going to be, again, a case of literally just finishing. There'll be a lot of races where people will finish because damage not being on and stuff, but there will be a lot of people will get into crashes just with the nature of how the car is and how the racing's going to be. So it's a case of if you can survive that and keep the car going, there will be a lot of points on offer. So just trying to, both of us just finishing pretty much, playing the long game rather than just trying to go out there and get as fast as possible and end up crashing.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, best of luck for the season ahead, Morgan. We'll speak to you next time round. Okay, who else can we get in? We had a brief chat with him earlier. Andy Fox joins us in the booth. Andy, that looked like a lot of fun overall. I mean, some good times went in the end, you know, kept creeping up the order bit by bit. Has that sort of installed a bit more confidence in you?
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed because I think my second to last lap I did a 140.2, but it had a minor off track on it. I was a bit gutted with that, but at least, again, it shows I've got some sort of pace in there, so that's good. And that'll only get quicker the more I practice.
Yeah, definitely. My brother mentioned that he deafened everybody when he did his third place time at the end. I imagine it was...
we never heard the end of it.
I can imagine. With the season ahead, though, you know, reverse grids in race 2s, do you reckon that if you keep it clean, you'll be up there fighting for similar positions as the season goes on?
I hope so. As I say, I'm still learning the car, so I'm only going to get quicker, hopefully. And it seems from tonight, it seems like a really, really good bunch of lads in this championship. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. That's going to be great fun.
Good to hear, mate. Well, that's it. That's what we want to promote. So thank you for reaffirming that. I'm going to let you go, but I will speak to you at the next test on Monday, mate.
No problem, lovely. Thank you very much, and cheers for organising it all, Chaz.
Not a problem. Thank you, Andy. Speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, mate.
And one more interview just to round out the evening. We'll speak to Michael Blake from the Might Just Fit team. Mike, that again, as I've said to everyone, it looked like a lot of fun tonight, but in terms of the serious side and getting the laps in, how did you feel? I don't think he's there. So, here he is. Here he is. How did that feel in terms of the lap times and knuckling down a bit?
I was a bit disappointed in the end. I never managed to hook up a draft lap, so wasn't as high up as I was hoping. But I think the race pace will be good, and it should be some pretty close racing. So hopefully I can stay around about the podium positions.
Yeah, there was sort of breakthroughs for everybody, I think, because as my brother was saying, once the car gets bouncing, it's very difficult to sort of keep a lap together. Obviously, like you say, the race pace, if you just control it over the course of a race, you know, you never know where you could end up. So it'll be interesting to watch. Your teammate and you obviously did very well tonight. I was saying before just how you might end up putting a sort of fight on for the team's championship. That's going to be a close one with the Team Netcode guys and the Nodephone cars, isn't it, by the look of it?
Yeah, it should be Should be pretty close. We all seem reasonably even. So probably come down to who makes the least mistake.
Well, fingers crossed that you're not the one making the most of them, mate. But thanks for jumping in tonight. We have the next test on Monday at 7:30. Are you going to be there?
I'll try to be, yeah.
Cracking. Sounds good. Well, we'll speak to you then, Mike. Thanks once again.
Take care, mate.
And that brings us to the end of the broadcast this evening. And thank you everybody that has joined in. I've really, really enjoyed this. It's been great to have you all. We are on, once again, like I say, next Monday night. Don't forget, the second test of the season. And then next Thursday is when it all kicks off, the 28th of May, the first round of the championship from Brands Hatch Grand Prix as well. So these guys will have had plenty of practice by the time we get there. I've been Chaz Draycott, your host and series owner, runner, admin, whatever you want to call me. Thank you very much for joining in, and well done to everyone that has set the best laps they can tonight. We'll see you next Monday in the British Boring Car Championship. Have a great evening.